Hey everyone, welcome back again. And this is the Reborn Doll Collective. I'm here with my gorgeous AK Kitagawa Marcus kit. I call him Moose. I also call him Martine. Martine is his name, but he's got a nickname. He's the only doll that I have that actually has a nickname because he's so chunk-a-monk and just such a big boy. I like calling him Moose. So we're gonna change Moose out of this gorgeous Zara mini outfit, and we're gonna put him into a little poo romper that I got from my friend Kay. So I have a bit of a discussion today that was inspired by a viewer that left this comment. The viewer is called The Collector, and this is the comment that they left. They asked, would you please discuss why you think so many Reborn collectors feel the need to sell dolls so often? I could not imagine selling my favorites. I feel that collectors that cannot afford realistic dolls are fueling the fire for these scam websites because they want a $1,500 doll for $100, and that is not realistic. So, I found that comment to be really good and worth the discussion. I mean, in light of all the scammer websites that are popping up, and they just keep popping up. So it's worth the discussion. Now, I did have a live stream yesterday and we talked about a lot. It was really fun. It was like an hour and a half. And that's what we're going to continue doing. I'm really going to try to do it once a week. But moving along, I'm going to change this guy and just chat you up a little bit about my thoughts on that question. And then the first part of that question, the collector, which was the viewer that left that comment, wants to know why, and I can't speak for everybody in the community, but just for myself. And I gave that question a little bit of thought. They want to know why collectors in this hobby tend to sell a lot. I do because one of the reasons is I haven't been able to go to a proper Reborn doll show to be able to see a lot of dolls firsthand. I do meetups, and there's a few artists in my meetups that frequently buy new kits, so I get to see the kit size, but those are usually like 2, sometimes 3 times a year if I can make it. And I had the opportunity to see a few kits that I haven't been able to see in person. But one of the only and main ways that a lot of us experience or get to try a kit on for size, to see if we really like the features, the size, the expression, the way it's molded, is by actually buying it. So I do have a process of elimination when I'm looking for a doll, the deal makers and the deal breakers. And part of the deal breaker on my list would be like 3/4 limbs, or maybe I have too many asleep, so I decide, well, that one looks too similar to one I already have, and either at that point I'll get the new one and sell on the one I already have if I'm bored with it, or I just pass on the new kit. More than often I pass on kits, because I know myself, I'll see kits, as they're being sculpted, and then I'm like, oh, I really want that kit, I really want it, and then maybe I'll reserve it, and sometimes I regret reserving it. But I've slowed down, I've pulled back on the reins, and not been too quick to jump on kits, and I'm trying to steer more towards buying kits on site than having customs, even though I still do have customs coming. And the main reason is because by the time I get a custom done, I may have already gotten over that particular doll that I am requesting. Sometimes customs, you can be on an artist list for like 4 months, 5 months until it's your turn. And by that time, as quick as kits are coming out in our hobby, you might be over that kit. So that's one of the reasons why I think people sell a lot, because they end up getting a kit that maybe, oh, I'm not so keen on anymore. And by the time they get it, they just, since they're committed to buying the work from the artist, and they've put their deposit and everything, you just commit to the purchase at the end. And if it is, you either keep it or you sell it on. And sometimes, like I said at the beginning of this, you don't know until you actually have it in your hot little hands. So we don't know. And this is such a cute onesie. I'm going to bring it up close. It has Tigger and Pooh, and it looks like classic Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. That's so cute. Ooh, he looks just cute with this little onesie, but we're going to put the whole outfit on. He's so cute. And another reason is because, and I know that I've had like, one of my favorite kits is like the Scarlet, and I've owned at least 4 different Scarlets, and every one I've always sold on, but my heart still wants another Scarlet in my collection. And I will be looking for another Bonnie Brown Scarlet for my collection, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes you just sell them on because you either one, you want to experience the kit, you want to know if it's a fit for you. It's the only way to find out what you like and don't like, and what your preferences are. And the other reason is because you want to bring in another different looking kit, doll or artist, and you want to experience more. And some of us don't have a room dedicated to our dolls, so we can't keep them all because of space. We don't have enough space. And some of us sell because we kind of start getting bored of looking at the same doll over and over again. It happens. I mean, even Roby Striatum's silicones eventually get sold on. even like prototype dolls, get sold in the secondhand market. So no matter how fantastic a doll or artist might be, I think that it's safe to say that our dolls, like our interest, has a shelf life, and when that runs out for whatever reason, if it's for space or you just want to experience a different type of painting style, maybe the doll that you have, I also know like sometimes maybe the doll you have has a very rudimentary painting style on it, and you're ready to spend a little bit more and get a doll that has more details, that maybe is a little bit pricier. So you're going to need to sell that doll on because it no longer has the features or the details that you're looking for in your Reborns. And he looks so adorable, and I really want to cover his feet. He's so cute. I think I might leave I was going to put his booties back on, but so I think for the most part that is one of the main reasons why I would sell, or I don't keep my dolls all the time. I do have some that I've kept for a long time, and I brought this little guy on because in March, I've had him for 2 years, and that's probably the longest consecutive months and days and years and time that I've actually kept the doll in my collection. There's another one, my Denver Rose, but there was a time where I let go of her in a trade, or I sold her, and then I got her back into my collection in a trade. So there was a period of time where she was not in my collection, but she did come back, and she is a keeper for me because I don't want to let her go. She's too rare of a kit by a master artist, and this master artist only makes one of each sculpt or each kit that she reborn. So if that Denver Rose is by that artist the only Denver Rose she'll ever make, making her very special to me. And besides the fact that I just really love the Denver Rose. So we'll put his little booties on, I guess. Although I do love, you know what? I love his feet. I love his feet. They look so cute. So look at that little Pooh right there. Isn't that cute? This is so cute. Winnie the Pooh. And I don't even know what brand this is. This is just, I know it's from the UK, and it is up to 1 month. This little guy's like about 20 inches. Him and my Levi were pretty much the same size up to 1 month. But he's girthier, chunkier. His legs are thicker. His hands are bigger. His head is bigger. So it makes him look like he's a little bit of an older baby. He's so precious. And now I'm going to go on to discuss the second part of that question, which is, or that comment is, the collector expressed their opinion that I feel that collectors that cannot afford very realistic dolls are fueling the fire for these scam websites because they want a $1,500 doll for $100, and that's not realistic. Okay. These are just that was the collector's opinion of that, and I'm just going to take my take on that. I do understand that not everybody can afford Reborn dolls. I understand that people say that, but I also see that there are a lot of Reborn dolls out there, and the kits are not bought from the black market or from the copycat or stolen kit market. So, and I've seen them priced reasonably. Now, these dolls are not a necessity, they're a luxury. So if you want to, so this person was basically saying that the people who want cheaper dolls are the ones who are actually fueling these rip-off scamming websites that are using our pictures, that are promising to be giving prototype style dolls and then delivering very horribly produced and and they're knockoffs of the dolls, because there's, like, for example, they claim that you can get a silicone Saskia. Well, Saskia by Bonnie Brown has never been produced into silicone, so that right there is a red flag for you not to buy. It's just a no-no in our community to not buy stolen, or plagiarized artwork. So because that Saskia in a silicone form is definitely a knockoff, and it's plagiarized off of Bonnie Brown's original Saskia's work. So fueling, not being able to afford or not being willing to pay for the real deal and for a handmade piece of work art is not an excuse to buy from those websites. That is my opinion. It is not an excuse. And I believe that they most definitely, I have to agree with the collector's statement that they do definitely fuel these websites and keep them in business. So I will, I will judge you. I will look down at people who do buy from these websites. Especially if you buy from it and then you complain of the quality of work that you received. You're not really going to get too much sympathy from me there. And I'm not alone. Let me know if I'm alone on that sentiment in the comments. As far as I'm aware of, that I know a lot of people on Facebook, especially artists, share that sentiment with me as well. The excuse of not being able to afford a legitimate Reborn hand painted by a legitimate, artist in the community is not an excuse to contribute to the black market or the plagiarized market that those websites are catered around. So that's why when I was talking about during my live stream that I hear about all these scamming stories. And another thing that's very annoying about that is that I hear all these people saying that they're being scammed from these websites. Well, it's not a scam. And especially if you come across my videos and what I've, and you if you're intelligent enough to complain about it in a scammer's Facebook group, then I believe you're intelligent to know that buying from these websites, and that you're aware then, because if you're in a scammers group and you see the scams that are going on, then you have to be fully aware of what these Reborn dolls cost and what what price they start at. So to believe that you're going to get a silicone doll for $99 of a Saskia and then complain about it in the Facebook groups or moan about it, on my channel or on my live streams, to me says that you willingly participated and contributed to that plagiarizing market, and it's wrong. It's completely wrong. So yes, I have to, ultimately agree that if you're buying from them, you are fueling the websites to keep going. If we do an all-out boycott, and maybe with a little dash of shaming for the people who are buying there under the guise of, I can't afford anything more than $99, then I'm sorry. And if you're able to moan about it and make it known that, and I know I sound harsh, but if you're able to complain about it and you're aware of Facebook scammer groups, then I know that to me is acknowledgement enough that you are aware that you're buying from a scammer's website. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Discuss it politely in the comments. And I really want to know what you guys think, what your thoughts are on the question about why collectors sell a lot, and how you feel about these websites. Who's actually fueling these scammer websites to keep going? I hope you guys enjoy this little picture montage of Martine. I've certainly had a fun time changing him. I don't get him out that much. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon.